With a little help from my friends. What's poppin', people? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy with me. Yes, right, avec moi, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well as per usual. Peluco have signed Julio Enciso, or Julio, whichever way you want to say it. What? Out of nowhere, in the dead of the night. Nice to see Chelsea can still do, deals in the quiet, lurking in the darkness when they want to. Otherwise, a lot of dirty laundry happens out in public, and usually that's by design. So agents, players, clubs, Garnacho's the perfect example. Oh, you've got to want to sell him, he's got to go, and he only wants Chelsea. Everybody knows it. Puts us in a strong negotiating position. But Enciso, in the night, like no one saw, he's gone to Strasbourg for a bit, but he's a player actually. Interesting. We'll get into that. Chelsea have released the total 93rd kit. It's a thing of beauty, and I regret to say, like the mug that I am, I immediately bought it, 85 quid. Oof! So it'll be on me for a little bit, and it can join the shelf. Definitely will be in rotation back there. The shelf? The rail. It is, honestly, we've got to give that some time, because we were in the trenches for a long time with kits. Not always, we had some good ones here and there. I think, personally, of course it's subjective, but we are, the world champions are going to be wearing some naughty garms, and I don't mean from Ann Summers, I mean just like good looking kits. Right. Little reminder, guys, I'm sorry, I know sometimes you're like, Jan, why are you wearing a vest all the time? It's so hot. I mean, to be fair, I'm wearing a hoodie, but I'm going to have to go to only Jan's. Just one moment. Oh, that is better. Studio lights, small. Look, when I move, I'm going to have a bigger office. New setup as well. It's going to be very exciting. But for the meantime, while I'm sweating my ruddy gonads off, sorry for the information. Got to be half naked. Anyway, you want more half naked? Subscribe. Road to 200,000 subscribers. I would really love to get there, man. Come on. Some of you may be like, oh, I love Jan. I watch him all the time. But for some reason, I'm not subscribed anymore. Just turn it on, mate. Subscribe. Hit the bell. You're all welcome. We're all friends. We are all friends. Come on. Come in. Sit down. Please do subscribe. And if you do subscribe to the channel, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Should we look at the kit then? This is nice, mate. Oh! João Pedro. Jogo bonito. Obrigado. Brazil. I don't really know any Brazilian Portuguese. Hello. I was going to do an accent, but it definitely was going to come out Russian. Look at that, mate. Let's put that there, because that's very lovely. Looking Trez cool in his shades. And, why is that not working? And there you go. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. That, obviously they're not on the full kit there. They're just in the top, the jersey, as it were. The shirt. Estevão, João Pedro, Liam Delap, and Jamie Gittins. Jogo Bonito and the English boys. Imagine the whole team knocking it about past Man City's defence, making it 7-0. Because that's what will happen in this kit. It looks really cool, man. Like, it really freaking does. I love it. I know there's some... Not everyone loves the old school badge. People think it's, it's Gibbs Mill or whatever. But I like it. I like it. I think it looks really cool. I think it's one of the best kits we've had in a long time. We'll look back on this kit in 2035 and be like, damn! Maybe a bit longer. What a kit, bro. Total 90 style kit. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Nike, for doing us a solid there. I bought one. Thanks. This is not a promotion for Chelsea. I've never, ever got any money from Chelsea. Actually, I did do a promotion for them once years ago when they released the Fifth Stand app. But even then, we fell out a little bit. Anyway... Let's read you this. Actually, let me just prepare something. Look at this. Chelsea owners Blue Co reach agreement to sign Julio Enciso from Brighton. That's really caught absolutely everyone off guard. From the Ornstein man himself, Blue Co, the group that owns Chelsea and Strasbourg, have reached an agreement to sign midfielder Julio Enciso from Brighton and Hove Albion. Have we done business with them before? I have a feeling we've done some sort of signing with them before. English sarcasm. Enciso spent the second half of last season at Ipswich Town, but he's joined Blue Co project for his next step. He's only 21. The old Paraguay international is in place with the consortium. The sides have a healthy relationship after conducting a significant amount of business since Blue Co completed its takeover of Chelsea in the summer of 2022, and then Strasbourg a year later. Enciso is expected to initially spend some time at the French club, but is viewed as a long-term Chelsea player. A Chelsea player. As reported, he's not part of Hertzler's plans at Brighton. He's currently sidelined with a knee injury. Oh, he's proper Chelsea. He's proper Chelsea. He's got a knee injury. Enciso went on loan to Ipswich, and they got relegated. But, guys, he is a good footballer. He is. I've seen it. I've seen it with my eyeballs. He's a good footballer, and he's a good signing, and he's off to Strasbourg until he goes to Chelsea. So the long-term plan is Chelsea at the tender age of 21, go and do some fun stuff like Andre Santos and stuff, whatever. I'm not worried about how he fits into the Chelsea side. He doesn't block any of our current plans. It's one of those, go and be very good. If you are very good, come join the kings of the multi-club model. Being a little bit, silly there. Of course, there's been, worth mentioning, there's been further protests from the Strasbourg fans about the Blue Co ownership. And look, I get it, man. I see on social media, and I lurk in my burner X account in the darkness that there's some Chelsea fans, it could be some kids, it could be just casuals or whatever, but saying they should be thankful while they're miserable, ungrateful fans, and they're in Europe, they're on a European tour, they've got a great coach, a great feeling, they're scoring goals, Doesn't matter, mate. It's a philosophical, it's like an existential thing about being owned by Chelsea. There's some fans, like ultras, that said they'd rather be out of professional football than be owned by Chelsea, which is fine, and that's absolutely a totally legitimate position to take. Who are we to tell those fans how to feel about supporting their club and who owns them? No one. We are no one, especially being fans of, if you are a Chelsea fan like me watching this, being fans of the club that own them, essentially. It's not for us to go, be grateful. So yeah, I totally understand it. I would find it interesting to see, for example, if they won the Conference League and qualified for Europa. I mean, they could qualify for Europa they are getting better. They are just getting better. I mean, we've sent them Penders, who is probably Chelsea's best goalkeeping talent. He's at Strasbourg. Our best goalkeeping talent, you can argue, last season was at Strasbourg. So, Paez is meant to be the truth. We'll see, won't we? Diego Moreira, he's one of their favourite players. He's doing really well out there. Santos spent 18 months, which is almost like a short contract rather than a loan. And they've got good centre forward. Do you know what I mean? They're making good signings. They're spending a lot of money. If they finish in the top four, I don't know if they can finish in the top four, but if they win the Conference League, lift that trophy, that can do well for a young team. Obviously, Palace are in the Conference League. I think they will be favourites to win it personally. But it will. I don't know. It will be an interesting time to see if they keep winning. They do really well. Do they say, we still regret this ever happened, this acquisition of Chelsea? Or it's tough, isn't it? Because there'll be ownership groups is so tough. Because it's like Newcastle fans. There'll be ones with geopolitical sensitivities that understand, sports washing and, human rights issues out in Saudi Arabia. And they feel uncomfortable with it, but they really enjoy winning that trophy last season and getting the Champions League. It's tough times, modern day, being a football fan. But I wonder, if over time they just become good and Strasbourg become a good team in France, like a Lyon or a Marseille or something, and they're just good against, they are constantly good. They might lose their best players to Chelsea, but they would have maybe lost their best players to just Galactico clubs everywhere anyway. I wonder if after time they'll be like, okay, this isn't so bad. And Chelsea are they're not like pillaging them completely and leaving them with nothing. They're always making sure something good is there to keep them going, because ultimately that's in Chelsea's interest too. We'll see what happens, but it's not for me, it's not for you or anyone other than the Strasbourg fans to decide whether they like it or not, or they should like it or not. Let's move on. So, it is the transfer window still. Like I said, we've made over 220 million euros and counting. Of course, that's without the sales of Carney, Chukwuemeka, Christopher Nkunku, Sterling, Chilwell, Disasi. So I think really the most sellable assets are Carney, Disasi, Nkunku. Lots of teams still want Nkunku. And it does seem like as soon as he goes, Xavi Simons is in. Romano reiterated yet again. Loads of teams have asked Xavi Simons to join. He's a very desirable asset at the moment. Bayern Munich asked him, he rejected them for Chelsea. Tottenham, of course, have asked as well. That's the latest update from Romano. He said, no, I only want to go to Chelsea. Chelsea, I've got that pull at the moment. And to our credit, actually, we've had it for a little while. Even when things weren't going so well, the sporting directors still managed to convince young players to join, show them something. Even like Stevau speaks about it at the moment, like even his father and his family, when they went to Chelsea, they got pitched the project and they were like, yeah, this is cool, man. This is what we want. Garnacho recently turned down Bayern Munich for sorry, I'm just double checking some data here for Chelsea. So Simons and Garnacho have turned down Bayern München, the Bavarian football club, for the Chelsea. And Bayern are a superpower. They're worth more money than Chelsea. They win more money. They win more honours than Chelsea. But Chelsea are in the best league in the world. We've got probably the youngest and most exciting team in the world. And I don't think that's unfair to say that. You could say there's better teams, but they'll have older players and have an average older age. And that's why these young, because I forget Xavi Simons, he's been around forever, but he's a very young player as well, man. How old is he? He's 22, dude. And he doesn't turn 22 till near the end of next season. This season, sorry, that started. So he's young. They're all young, bro. And he's a very desirable player. So I do think as soon as Nkunku gets out the door, other players get done. Yeah, I think now Vega's done. Now Carney, we're still trying to get Dortmund to sort their sugar out, spend an extra few quid on getting the deal over the line. And I think as soon as we'll see incomings afterwards, I do think Garnacho joins. We reacted to it yesterday. We're hearing fees like 25 million quid. Romano, I mean, obviously there's been a bit of memes online, but about how Romano's just constantly tweeting about Garnacho to Chelsea. He only wants Chelsea. He will go to Chelsea. He will be a Chelsea player. As far as I'm concerned, Garnacho and Simons, by the time the window closes, done. Yeah, man, so there's pretty good. Still things to do. Well, of course, we can talk about tactics and stuff. There'll be a press conference today, I think, from Maresca about the game tomorrow. I'm not going to preview it today. I do usually do match previews. I annex them on the back of Chelsea news videos, but I won't for the moment. Unless some other big news drops today, like some Xavi Simons stuff or some stuff like that, or Nkunku sell, I won't do it. But if some more news drops, I'll put a match preview on at the end and we'll play around and build a lineup and stuff like that, I reckon. Alright, mate, so as always, I welcome your thoughts, feelings and opinions. Please do leave them down in the comment section below. I'm very grateful for that. If you do like my content, like and subscribe, and why not check out Football Yannick? Very, very, very close to 20,000 subs on the second channel, where I speak about other stuff. And of course, I've spoken about Eze snubbing Tottenham to go to Arsenal, which is very funny. Makes Arsenal a lot better though. So if you want my thoughts on that story, do go check out Football Yannick on the YouTube. And yeah, man, that's it from me. Until later. Peace.